Hello, hi. I have no idea why my phone won't let me do this other way around. I look better on my phone than I do on the camera. Let me put my boat in the picture. See my boat up there? Let me put my boat in the picture. Hello, welcome. Come on in. Hey, Lisa. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Welcome to Locs Talk Live, where I talk about all things locks and loose natural hair. And loose natural hair. So I'm waiting for a few people to come in here. I didn't have no lip gloss on last week, and my lips was dry. I made sure I put some on today because, yeah. Mm, mm. So how you doing, Lisa? You good? Your friend reached out to me. I don't know if she told you that she had set up her appointments and stuff. So we'll see how that goes and what not, what never. So I'm gonna come over here, back and forth, put my computer closer to me. And I'm sharing. Better. Hi, Yvonne. How you doing, girl? How you doing? Welcome. Come on in. Come on in. Welcome to my Locks Talk Live. I'm here to answer questions about locks or loose natural hair and things. Yeah, you finally caught one. Well, I just started. This is actually my third week. So I'm glad you finally caught one. I'm just waiting for some people to come in here. But if y'all have any questions, please feel free. Post them in there so I will answer your questions that you might have. And yeah, okay. Um, y'all can hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up, something, because in the past I have had some sound issues. Okay, great. I'm glad y'all can hear me. Okay, cool. So, I guess she'll keep you updated on how things go as far as our consultation and everything goes, Lisa. Um, so yeah, and again, thank you for the referral and recommendation. Yeah, I'm glad y'all can hear me good because y'all. I don't know if y'all recall, but the first week was a disaster, and nobody could hear me, and I was like, first it was the whole issue with me having to wait to figure out that I had to wait a 24-hour period for to gain access to live, and then when I did finally wait the 24 hours and I went live, we had no sound. We had no sound, so that sucked. um, but while y'all two are here, Locks Talk Live is generally just Q&A, me answering questions about locks and loose natural hair, concerns you might have. And it could be like just one question that doesn't really require having to do a whole consultation. So sometimes it's just that little one question that you want to throw in there, you know. Yvonne, you actually have low porosity hair. High porosity means that your hair absorbs water easily and it releases water easily. It is actually harder to absorb water. Your hair it's hard for your hair to absorb water, so that's low porosity hair. But let me see what your question. I have a high porosity hair. I find my hair still very stiff. I was moisturizing and sealing my hair when it does was loose. How can I make my locks form more naturally? Yeah, that's why. That's how you can make your locks form more naturally, more moisture. Because, like I said, it takes more for your hair to absorb moisture because the cuticles on your hair is really flat. So low porosity hair pretty much is this. If you've ever seen somebody like dip their head in water and they come up in the water, just beads and rolls off of their hair, that's low porosity hair. And that's how your hair is. Like I have to run the water a long time on your hair before it absorbs water. And once it's in there, then it'll hold it for a good while. But it definitely is low porosity, your hair. Okay. Well, you don't have to use heavy product. Low porosity hair, when it comes to moisture, it works better if you're using a looser moisturizer, more liquefied. Like the refresher spray is perfect because that's so thin and liquidy that it can just get right up under those cuticles and get in your hair. Um, Regular water is not so effective with low porosity because, again, by the time it can even try to penetrate and get under there, it's already drying up. So you want to add something more that has like a moisture agent in it. So that's, refresher spray is definitely up there as far as I'm concerned. Like a spray, a liquidy spray leave-in conditioner is good too. But yeah, build up will come from like if you're using stuff that's too heavy, that's just going to lay on your hair and weigh it down. But if it's really lightweight and more liquidy, so it can get under those cuticles and really penetrate your hair, you can use moisturizer to that effect. What about adding aloe back to your? I didn't know you. I didn't know you stopped using the aloe, girl. Yes, keep aloe in your routine. Keep aloe in your routine. Don't take it out. The aloe helps a lot. Okay. Yeah. You stopped everything? No, go back to it. Go back to it. Please go back to it. The same routine that we went over before in the past. Try to stick back to that. And see if that makes a difference. And then tell me. Because within 2 weeks, you're going to notice a massive difference if you get right back into it. This morning I was talking. I had made a pre-recording, which is going to come up later on one of my video shorts. But I was talking about the difference between consistency and persistence when it comes to your routine, especially with taking care of your hair and maintenance. One of the things that comes to mind is the difference between consistency and being persistent with your hair care is with consistency, you'll do something until dot, right? Persistency is a continuation. Let me use weight loss for an example. If you want to lose weight, most people, they'll go on a diet and exercise until they reach their weight goal, right? Then they go back to the same trashy way that they were eating before they lost the weight. What happens? They gain the weight back. To be persistent in the weight loss journey, it's a change of lifestyle. Not only do you have to change your diet and exercise more, but you have to keep that up in order to keep the weight off. The same mechanism happens when you're taking care of your hair, maintaining your hair. You can't just do it until it reaches this place where you want your hair to be moisturized, soft, plump, not dry, things like that. And then you stop using everything because you're just going to go back to what your hair was prior to what it was before you was doing it. You have to be persistent. You have to be continuous and stick to that maintenance to make sure that your hair stays up here and not go back down here. So consistency versus persistence. Be persistent with taking care of your hair. Don't stop. Get back into it, girl, and stick to it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm going back and forth because my computer's here, so I'm reading y'all questions over here. Okay. So we good? I hope that analogy made it easier to understand what I was trying to say when it came down to it. I thank y'all. I see more people came in. Welcome. Please say hi in the chat so I know who you are because I can't see you as you're coming in unless you say something in the chat. Awesome. I'm glad. I drink my coffee. Any more questions? So, also on that note, when I was talking about your hair porosity, Yvonne, um, I think that's one of the reasons why it's difficult for color to take in your hair as well, because you have the low porosity hair. So with the flat cuticles, even when you're doing the process like coloring your hair, it's a longer process because it takes a minute for that color to get in and take on your hair. So I think the next time we color your hair, we're gonna have to leave it on longer, um, because I don't think that the normal time. I think the normal time that they have in the directions is based on the easiest hair to maintain, and that's medium porosity hair. Sometimes low porosity hair, because low porosity hair, the cuticles are wide open, so it'll take everything really quick. So I think as the porosity of your hair um, increases, as far as the cuticles being flatter and flatter, that's gonna increase the amount of time that you're gonna have to process and go through a process. And that includes anything from moisture to coloring and things like that. I don't know if it's a permanent dye that's a necessity in this. I think it's just a matter of getting the time that's necessary for it to really penetrate and get into your hair, you know. But I think a demi or a regular permanent will probably do the trick, you know. I'm going to look more into it because it was another dye that I used, another organic dye, a herbal tint, that works pretty well with my clients that have low porosity hair. It's a little bit on the more expensive side, but it's worth it because, yeah. Yeah, because it didn't take really that, because, according to what the directions was, I even put it on. It was on longer than what the directions said, and it still wasn't taken. So, yeah, we're gonna have to try something else. Yeah, because your hair was like, not today, not today. So I see I have 4 people in here. Since y'all are in here, please do me a favor, hit that like button. When you hit that like button, it helps push my content along so other people are aware that I do this every week. Without the likes, other than me giving word of mouth to all of you that already know what's good, what's going on, and all of that, nobody's gonna know. And also you can share, just hit that share button and other people can come in here. So I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Um, I, if there's any more questions, just post them as we go along. But let me see some of the other stuff that I talked about recently. I've been answering random questions like people have been asking me. Another question that somebody had asked me was, how often should I wash my hair? And for the longest time, I had this perfected answer. I was like, oh, every 2 weeks. But really, as I learned, because even though you study these things in the classroom setting and somebody's teaching you all of these different techniques and how to do this and how to do that, I learned more from the clients that sit in my chair than I did in any classroom. And I will say this because there's no one size fit all for any technique that is taught to you when it comes to learning how to handle hair. Um, just like there's no one type of 4C hair. There's no one type of 3B hair. You can put 2 people with 4C hair right next to each other and their hair will look completely different. So don't get caught up with oh, I have 4C, I have 3A, I have 3 whatever. Don't get caught up in that because it comes down to density. That's the number of hairs that grow per square inch out of your head. It comes down to texture, which can be anywhere from thin to coarse. So the texture is based on the thickness of the hairs, the strands itself. And then the third one is porosity. How much moisture can you retain? How much can you not retain? And all of those things play a major factor. So like a person can have low density hair where you can see they all scalpy, but their hair is thick. Okay, so the thickness of their hair helps make up for it. But like if they put a style in it where they have to show their scalp, you're going to realize how low the density of their hair is. However, the hair is still thick because it's full when it's out, right? Um, so don't get stuck with just those two little elements, 4C. It's so much more to it. It's more to it, especially in our community. We have a number of different hair textures throughout our head. Like on the top of my head up here, my hair is like 3C, right? And then along the crown, the rim, which is this area, that's 3A. Then in the back is like 4A, somewhere in there. So it's the thickest along the back of my head. All right. A little bit thinner up here. And the softest and finest of my hair is along the rim. So I have 3 different hair types on one head. So again, don't get caught up with that one little element. Oh, 4C. No, no. There's way much more to it. What else is there? So getting back to the question that was asked, how often should I wash my hair? Now, here's my answer for myself. Okay. During the winter months, which we are in right now, I really don't go out that much. I'm pretty much a hobbit during the winter time, so I don't really go out unless I have to go to the store, grab something, do an errand, or go for a 20-minute walk to get some sun and then come back in the house. I don't really do much. So I can get away with going like a month between my washes during the winter months. Then in the spring and the fall, I wash my hair every 2 weeks or so. Summertime, less time, maybe a week, max 10 days because it's hot. I'm sweating. Um, it's a lot of dust and pollen and stuff flying around outside. So I wash my hair much more often during the summertime. Springtime, I not so much, even though it's pollen and stuff, because I like to wear head wraps a lot during the springtime as well as fall. So that's why I can manage to get a little bit more time before I wash my hair. But yeah, it really depends on the season. It depends on your lifestyle, all of these things. So right now we're pushing almost 20 minutes into the hour. When I go on Locs Talk Live on Wednesdays, I will be doing the Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. I will only be online for 1 hour. I time myself and make sure that I manage my time well, and I'm on here for 1 hour. Um, yeah. Now, when no one's asking me a lot of questions, I find it hard to just rant about hair because usually when I record a Locs Talk, I'm basing it on one question, or lately I've had a Q&A series where I have a bunch of questions that I write down over a period of time, and then I put them all together, especially if there are questions that relate to one particular topic, and then I just throw them all into one little thing and pop up little questions in between and answer those questions. You have the latest one that I did talking about seborrheic dermatitis, which is very common with a lot of people. And seborrheic dermatitis, believe it or not, is often misconstrued as just plain dandruff. It's a little bit more than dandruff, but a lot of people, they misdiagnose themselves. Both of them are caused by fungus, yes. But the treatment, different. Yeah, so now it's 2 of us left in here. And I think that second one is probably me. It's the life. So I don't know who the other one person is. Please come in, come in. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to just share this link so people will know that we are on here now. So we're going to do this. If you have any more additional questions, please pop them up in there, okay? Hey, Lisa, thank you for sticking with me, girl. Yvonne probably had to pop out because she's a doctor. I don't know if she's on call or anything, and she might have taken a break or something, or she might not be on call tonight. But I'm glad she was able to come in here. All right. Da, 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 da. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's just you and me in here. I'm going to be persistent, even though I only got one or two people popping in here at a time. Um, because at the end of the day, the only way you grow is by being persistent. So that's what I'm going to keep doing. I'm not going to change any of that because, again, without persistency, there's no growth. You have to be persistent. Absolutely. You girl, you know. You already know, girl. And I'm always going to stand by that. It's one of the major lessons that I have learned when it comes to my expectations is that no one can disappoint me but me. And I have to stick to that. So, yeah, I am very proud of how much I have accomplished thus far. And I'm going to keep on striving and doing my thing. Lisa, when you coming back for your next appointment? I didn't see your appointment yet come up on my thing. Come on through, okay? All right, I think. Oh. 25 minutes is in the clock. Let's see where we at. Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate that. Absolutely appreciate that. Definitely need to just, stick to your guns. Yeah, you forgot to book another one. You know I'm always here. But I think that Wednesdays are going to be tricky, more tricky than Thursdays. Not really. I'm lying. You could probably manage to get a Wednesday in there. Because most of the people that book Wednesdays, it's not that often. When you ready, Lisa, I got you. We can start your locks. I'm just waiting for you to say the word, girl. I'm just waiting with you to say the word. Say the word. mm. Okay. How's Zaire doing? Tell him I said hey. Okay. Welcome. I see a third person just popped in. Say hello in the chat so I know who you are because I can't see you until you talk. Talk to me. Say, hey, what's up? How you doing? How you feeling? And please don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps a lot with pushing content along so that it helps me get on the map and people know. They know, right? So please, please and thank you. Please, please. Okay. Yeah, because you usually do overtime, so I probably would still see you on Thursdays. You're right. You are absolutely right, girl. So let me do a faux locks on you, Lisa. The crochet faux locks. I think it'll look fire on you. You will look fire. Okay. All right, I'm done sharing because I do post it on here. You know, I'm gonna like myself. I do be posting it on here. I know you like your wigs, girl. I know. I know. So now we are 28 minutes in. Gonna give it more time. You have any subject ideas that you would like for me to discuss that we have not spoken about or anything, Lisa? Because it seems like it's just you and me in here chatting. I see that it's three people in the room, but one person is not saying anything, so I don't know what the deal is. If they are in here or, yeah, able to chat. No, no. Okay, so it's really hard to talk about hair when I'm not either doing hair or somebody's asking me to talk about hair. The like button, you don't see the thumbs up that's on your screen? If you on your phone, hit those the three dots. No, it's not under the three dots. I don't know why you can't see your like button there. Hmm. I don't know why it's not on your screen. It might be at the top. You should be able to see it. It's like beneath the video. Yeah, it's just you and me again, Lisa. They just try to leave us alone. It's like we don't leave them alone. Leave them alone. You don't see it either. I don't know where because mine is like just right at the bottom of the screen. Did you? Well, somebody just liked. Was it you? It's a nice day today, right? The weather, 60s. This is not winter. This is like winter in Florida. We've been having tropical winter this winter. I ain't mad at it, but you know. Oh, by the way, I had did some looking and I found a location for the birthday brunch that I'm going to do. You have a scissor and an X button. The hell you got a scissor for? What the scissor for? You got a scissor? I don't know. I guess later. I have no idea why you don't see the like button. I don't know. So it's two of us watching now. Started streaming 30 minutes ago. Does it show me who came in here? It does not. It does not. It was a nice day until the wind picked up. Yeah, it's a little more breezy outside. Well, not right now. It was a little bit ago, but not right now because I can see the tree like right outside my window, so I don't see it like swaying like it was earlier. And my window's still open. So, yeah, Locs Talk Live is it's a little more challenging when I'm pre-recording the topic, when it's live and you rely on people to be in the room. Now it's just me. Now it's just me. I'm all by myself. So let me talk about some more stuff. I put a tip up about lock brushing. Um, I hit the person button and you said you saw a like. Well, it's a like next to the person button. There's a thumbs up next to the purchase button. Like I could see when somebody hits the like button. So there's people popping in here that's probably just YouTubers that are not speaking. They're just watching and they're waiting for me to talk about something. But I can't talk about Locs Talk Live if nobody's asking no questions. Yeah, it's a couple of people that's popping in and out, popping in and out. They'll come in, look, see what's going on, and then they'll leave again. This is Locs Talk Live. I'm waiting for Q&A. I'm here to answer your questions about locks or loose natural hair. Um, I can tell you more about myself. If you don't know me, my name is Pammie. I am organic natural hair care specialist. Organic natural hair care specialist simply means I don't do anything that alters your hair from its natural state. So, like harsh chemical treatments, excessive high heat content, bleaching, things like that, I don't do. While I can do those things are on the higher end of harm. So my first and foremost is to do no harm. So that's what makes me an organic natural hair care specialist. I take care of your hair in its natural state and making it as healthy as possible so that it can grow and flourish. I'm also a loctician slash lockologist. Loctician is I start and maintain and style locks. Lockologist, I continually study locks. Lockologist is simply the study of locks. I learn about the origins, the history of locks, and as it continues to evolve with different information and more information, I stay on top of studying and learning more and more about it. So that is the point of lockology. Um, it's very important to stay educated. It's not enough to just go and sit in the classroom and get a certification. You have to continue to educate yourselves. Okay, you found the button? You was on a mission. You was like, I'm going to find this damn button and hit that like button. So thank you, Lisa. I appreciate you. You see, now you are the definition. If I looked up persistence in a book, your picture gonna be right next to it because you stick to it until you get it done. And that's one of the things that I love the most about you is that if you say you're gonna do something, you stick to it and you do it. I appreciate you, girl. I appreciate you. This is why we vibe. This is why we vibe. um, but yeah, staying educated and really staying on top of things is always very important, especially when it comes to an evolving community. And the Locs community is ever evolving. Welcome to Locs Talk Live. To that person who just came in, say hello in the chat so I can see and know who you are. It's easier for me to know that because I can't tell who you are until you speak in the chat box, okay? Um, but it's real important to really stay educated when it comes to locks. So one of the tips that I learned was what a tip that I was taught and learned about a few years back from my good friend Tara Williams when she introduced lock brushing to me. Now that's something that I never heard of up to 3 years ago. So I was like, wow, that's interesting. I'm not the person to be like, lock brushing. No, you ain't supposed to do that. I'm not that person. Like, if I say you're not supposed to do something, it's because I tried it and I saw what it can do. So I'll be like, that's what you want to do. You do what you do. But I'm not doing that, you know. Um, and that's like my feelings on anything. Like when people ask me why I don't use honey or wax on my locks, because it causes massive buildup. The other people, they swear by it. Hey, do you, boo? Do you? But Pammie, mm-mm. I don't use it. I won't use it. Now, if you choose to be like, well, I'm going to use it because somebody told me, baby, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that. But when it builds up, and I explain how it builds up, I don't just be like, this is what it caused. I give you a whole analogy of how it happens. You know, like one of the things when I say like with build up does not happen overnight. And that's where a lot of people really get it messed up. They got it. What's the best way to? They got it effed up. It's because they don't understand that buildup does not happen overnight. Now, let's say if you have a fur baby, and 9 out of 10 people have fur babies, whether it's a dog or a cat, right? Now, if they sit next to you on the couch or wherever they sit, or they got a little bed that they sleep on, if they get on and lay on that bed for a few hours and they get up, you're not going to really see their fur on there, right? But if they lay on that bed every day for 30 days, the fur that you see build up on there, you can make a whole nother pet with it, right? You could throw it in the washer and it's still not going to get all of that hair out of wherever they were laying down on, right? The same thing happens when buildup is built up on your hair. Now, the worst part of it is this. Buildup is not just from using too much products in your hair. You have to think about the ingredients. Ingredients is a major factor in buildup as well. Like products that have things like silicone in it or mineral oil and stuff like that. That shit can build up on your hair and destroy it. You understand? Because it creates this barrier, and now everything else that you're putting on it is just layering on top of the barrier, and nothing is penetrating your hair. So your hair is under there dying. Hey Vanessa, hey girl, how you doing, girl? Welcome to Locs Talk. Please hit that like button when you come in so that I can have the content continue to move through. There was another person that just came in. Welcome to Locs Talk Live. If you have any questions, please feel free, put it in that chat box. I'll answer your question. Locs Talk Live. I talk about all things locks and loose natural. I don't just talk about locks. I know you hear Locs Talk Live, but I'm a lock diva. That's why I call it Lock Talk. That don't mean that that's all I talk about. I take care of both locks and natural hair. So if you have a question about either one of those things, please post it in that chat box. Post it up there. Okay. If you miss this live, put it in my comments below and I'll answer your questions. Okay. I promise you. Promise you. How you doing tonight, Vanessa? How was work today? Was it good? I hope so. So as I was saying before, I stay consistent with educating myself and making sure I take care of people's hair. So with that being said, these questions, sometimes somebody will ask me something that I've never heard of before, and I have to do some crazy research. And a lot of times when I research something, right? Because I was just talking about the ingredients that's inside of hair products. One of the tips that I'll be posting later in the week as one of my video shorts, it's talking about what is it? Is there a difference? No, I think I already posted it. Is there a difference between lock products and loose hair, natural hair products? It absolutely is a difference between Locs products and loose natural hair products. Locs products are lower in density. The ingredient formulation is different so that it does not cause massive buildup on your hair. Now, a lot of times people make the mistake in thinking that they can use any and all loose natural hair care products on their locks. And next thing you know, it gets burrowed down in the locks. And the reason why I say burrowed down in the locks because there's this misconstrued information that people think that locks is just a bunch of matted hair. It really is not. On some people's hair, it is matted hair. It depends on the texture of your hair and you know your hair type. However, most people, especially if you have a really curly textured hair, locks is just generally curled hair that's intertwined and locked together really tight. That's why people are able to comb out their locks and still manage to live and go on with the length that they gained over the time that they had by combing their locks out. A lot of the hair that comes out when you comb out your locks is really more of the shedded hair that you should have shedded over that time that comes out, right? However, locks is more so your curls getting tighter and tighter and tighter until they lock together really tight. So you could start your locks and your curls are like this, and over time they just get tighter and tighter and tighter until they really compact. And that is the difference. What was your question, Vanessa? Work was good? Okay, I actually had a slight irritation in my skin. What kind of irritation? Talk about it. Tell me about it. What's the irritation that you had in your on your scalp, Vanessa? So, so that's why when I say that products that you can put on your hair not only builds up on top of your hair, but it can burrow down because there's still little openings that allow those things to get down inside of your hair, and it'll solidify like a cement. And it gets stuck in there like this clay, and it's hard to get it out. Yeah. So you got to be careful. It's looking like cradle cap. Um, I would have to see that for me to really get a better analogy of what you're talking about. I have an idea, but it sounds like dehydration of your scalp if it looks like cradle cap. Because on the adults, it just looks like really dry, crackled skin that can be raw and feel irritated. Um, but I would have to see it to really get a better idea of what you're talking about. Okay. Um, I don't know if you ordered it or not, the aloe vera refresher spray, but that helps a lot, like with irritation, because it has witch hazel in it and plus the aloe vera. So the combination of the two, whoo, lovely. Oh, you girl, you better drink some water. Drink water and mind your business. But yeah, hydration of your hair is both internal and external. A lot of people make the mistake in thinking all they have to do is put a bunch of moisture on the outside. If you ain't drinking no water, you will see the effects of it not only in your hair, but you'll see it in your skin. You get that dry ass skin is because you're not drinking enough water. You will order a new one. I have the rose refresher. Go to walmart.com. You'll be able to get the aloe vera refresher spray on there because I don't think they have it on the website. But they do have it at Walmart, the aloe vera refresher spray, okay? Yeah. You laughing at my singer? Because I love that damn song. I got it in my playlist. Somebody be like, oh, Pam, this is happening. Could you talk? I don't want to hear your drama. I don't want to hear your drama because then you're going to tell the wrong person and they're going to tell everybody and then you be up in my face thinking that I told. I'm going to be honest with you. When it comes to drama, I really don't care what's going on with you because I don't do drama. So you could tell me. I'll be like, oh, that's messed up. That's as far as that should go. Don't ask me for no advice when it comes to drama because I don't entertain it. So you're asking the wrong person. You're asking the wrong person. um, what else is there? Also, another great tip for keeping your hair moist. Whether you have locks or loose natural hair, cover your hair at night. Cover your hair at night. Preferably something that's satin lined. I have a collection of satin lined bonnets. I wear one every single night because of my moisture routine. I do my moisture routine at night. So when I wake up in the morning, that's why my hair be looking fire, y'all. Let me stop. It's been over 3 months since I did a retwist. And I don't know if you've been looking at my videos lately. People be like, wait, it's been that long? Yes. Winter time is the longest time that I go without a retwist. The last retwist I did in my hair was on November 3rd. It's been over 3 months. Yes. And I will not be retwisting my hair again until April. So I'll probably have like that much new growth before I retwist my hair again. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that's not a bad thing, is it? No, because maintenance is not just retwist. That's another mistake a lot of people in the lock community believe. You don't have to retwist your hair every time you wash your hair. Just wash your hair. And that's where lock brushing is beneficial. Again, that was introduced to me by Tara Williams. She owns her lock product line. I'll let her tell you more about that, right? Um, but yeah, initially I was like, wow, lock brushing. That's interesting. And I listened further. It's not a special brush. It's just a regular soft boar's hair brush. You don't want a hard bristle brush because that can mess your hair up. But a soft boar's hair brush, whether your hair is locked or loose natural, you don't want a hard brush. Because a lot of times people don't understand when you use a really hard bristle brush and you brushing your edges and stuff, that can cause a lot of tension and friction on your scalp. Traction alopecia is not only caused by pulling your hair. If you are brushing your hair with a hard bristle brush to slick it down, you must want to lose your hair. Chill out. Soft brush. Take your time. Moisturize your hair. The soft brush will do the job. The soft brush will do the job. You should take your time. Be patient. Brush your hair. Be soft. Light-handed. Okay? That soft brush, that's why my hair don't look crazy. Even though it's been over 3 months since I retwisted my hair. Because lock brushing keeps my frizz down and under control. It also helps spread the product throughout my hair when I'm moisturizing my hair and things like that. I make sure that also the reason why I sleep with a bonnet on, I don't want lint and stuff building up in my hair. So if you see white in my hair, that's because yeah, old girl, I let my gray hair grow in. That's why I ain't got no lint in my hair. That's my grays. I've been graying since in my early 20s. See the genealogy in my family, especially on my daddy's side, they gray early. My dad was fully gray when I was born. Full head of gray hair. So, yeah, brushing, excellent. I got a lot of feedback from that. People were happy to hear that. But that wasn't my idea. I made sure I gave credit where it's due. If I learn about something, I make sure I give credit where it's due. I'm not here to be trying to act like the shit that I talk about is my original ideas. If it ain't my original idea, I'm not fixing to pass it off as my idea because it's not. But again, that's where Lockology comes in. The new things you learn is the study of things. Ology, the study of. Ology, the study of. So lockologist, the study of locks. I am constantly studying and learning as this evolving community is growing. It's very important. So yes. Thank you, girl. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. For the longest, I always thought the grays looked good. However, because I was so young, I didn't want people to misconstrue my age because of the gray hair. But now that I'm, the age where you would normally see somebody with gray hair, I don't care. I don't care. I think not rinsing my gray hairs anymore was the final stage of me going into my naturalness. You know, I started back going full natural when I chopped off my hair. My hair was a good length, and I chopped it off right after my second child was born. That was 19 years ago. Chopped off all my hair, all of it went natural. That was the first stage of embracing my full naturalness. Now I don't wear makeup. I got a little gloss on my lips because my lips was dry last week. I don't even know if y'all noticed I was licking my lips like every 2 seconds. My lips was dry, so I got gloss on my lips to keep my lips moisturized. Because it's actually a moisturizer that I have on my lips. Um, but I don't wear makeup. I don't color my hair anymore. You know. And the thing is, just because those are the things that I do not push that on to my clients because I want you to be comfortable in being who you are. Now, there might be certain things that services that I don't provide, and it's more so because I don't want to be personally held responsible for any harm that may come from that what you want done. Um, so that's why I don't bleach hair because I know bleach is in my top three highest damaging things. I don't bleach. I don't use high heat. And I don't do any chemical processing, which includes perms, relaxers, or texturizers on the hair. Now, I do color hair, but I'm specific as to the kind of color that I put on the hair, too. If it's a color that's going to require me having to bleach and lift your hair color in order to achieve a certain color, no, because you're still taking me into bleaching. I don't bleach. Can I bleach? Yes. Can I put in relaxers and perms and texturizers? Yes. Will I? No. Because I don't want to cause damage to your hair. I've seen the long term effects. It might look fire when you first get it done. Be like, oh, I love this. But over time, again, getting back to the topic of consistency versus persistence, let me tell you, people are consistent until, and then once they achieve what they're looking for, then the negligence comes. And then that's when the effects of the negligence comes, cause and effect. Now we are in a place, there's a big problem. I'm all about preventive care versus, oh, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I've been asked, oh, well, what if they went somewhere else and they got it bleached and then they come back to you? That's fine. They can't blame me for whatever damages happens to their hair because they bleached it, though, because I didn't bleach it. And they didn't go into it with their eyes closed either, because I make sure that I give you the education and understanding. This is what can happen. Oftentimes, people would go ahead and do something to your hair and not even have a full sit-down consultation and tell you, this could happen if we do that. I do that. Even if my answer I already know is going to be no, I still go through, well, this is what can happen if we go down that road. And that's a really high risk. Now, if a person be like, well, that's a risk I'm willing to take. Okay. But I can't be a part of that. At the end of the day, we live in a world where you have the free will to decide what you're going to do for yourself, with your hair, with your body. Your choice. But you're going to own your choice. Right? I'm not going to be that person that's going to hold myself accountable for your choices. You have to hold yourself accountable for your own choices. Right? But I'm not going to sit here in judgment of you and say, well, if you do that, don't think you're going to come back here. I'm not that person. If you go and do it and the worst happens, I'm not going to be like, oh, I told you so. Because you knew beforehand. Why I need to rub it in your face? What's the purpose of that? What is that serving me? Nothing. I don't enjoy watching people suffer. which is why I don't participate in anything that's going to cause them to suffer. And if they do end up suffering, I'll comfort them the best way that I can and help them get through it. Yes, I will. I will. Some can attest to it. They came to me with certain damages done to their hair, and we have worked through cutting that away, growing out beautiful, healthy, strong hair, the hair I know that they can flourish with. And not one time did I judge them for anything that they did prior to coming to me. Because they ain't got nothing to do with me. My job, my mission is to bring you back to a state where you are happy and loving on you. That's what's important. That's why I went down the road of being organic and natural. Because it helped me to learn to understand who I truly am and love on me as I am without alteration. And I love that. I love every part. I love every part of it. I certainly do. So we coming up on the last couple of minutes. If there's any other questions that y'all might have, because I know I'll be getting into these little deep conversations. And a lot of the stuff that you hear me talking about, like life lessons and stuff like that, this is a lot of the conversations that I have. And I enjoy those conversations. Because if you leave here with a smile on your face and in your heart, learning something new about yourself, that's the mission. That's the mission. Embrace yourselves, all of yourselves, and be who you are in its truest form, unapologetically. Right? So, talk to me. If you have any further questions, if there's anything that comes up that you would like for me to talk about next week, throughout the time, those of you who can reach me directly, pop that question in there. I'll have them noted. I'll make a list of questions to answer next week. I may not answer you right away, but pop them questions up there. And I'll add them to my list, and then I'll answer all the questions on my list, and then I'll go into live Q&A. All right. Thank you, Vanessa. I appreciate you coming in here because I know you had a long day. Lisa, you too. I appreciate y'all so much because I know y'all have to get up early in the morning. This is why I choose this time. And we on the last minute. And when I say time management is a big ordeal for me, when that clock says 60 minutes, it's time to go. So I will leave y'all with this. I'm going to close with the same thing I opened with, talking about consistency versus persistency. Remember, consistency is to do something and proceed until you achieve. Persistency is to keep it going, to keep that going, right? So if you want to achieve a certain level, in order to stay on that level, you have to be persistent in doing everything that you did to get there and continuing to do it, even though you already made it there. Because there's always room for growth. Thank you for joining me for Locs Talk Live. And I'll see y'all next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Love and happiness. Bye.